DuckTalks is part of Res TV's network of podcasts. Check out res.tv for other great podcasts.
Gift bags for guests as they depart, full of priceless heirlooms from Doofus's beloved Gamimama Francis. Gamimama.
The hour is at hand.
Great party. Can't wait to tell my therapist about it when I'm older. Bye!
Nope.
What? Pretend to be family, bolt with our gift bags. That's the con. Ah!
No, that's just being a bad party guest. Besides, we're not common thieves. We're con artists. And we're getting all the bags.
And how are we supposed to do that?
If I told you the whole plan up front, you'd never learn anything. Also, I don't know yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you perfection. I give you grace. I give you the universe's perfect whittle angel, Doofus Drake.
Hello, Llewellyn. Happy birthday!
It warms my heart to see all my wonderful friends and your loving parents. It reminds me of my dear departed Gamimama.
Gamimama.
The only parent I've ever known.
Why does he hurt me?
You know why.
Unfortunately, there are filthy liars in our midst only after my gift bags.
It's the week of Thursday, September 12th, and you're listening to episode 79 of DuckTalks. Hiatus again, but we're not going to focus on that for the moment. We're going to bask in the glory of a season 2 finale that we can't talk about because Josh hasn't seen it yet. We're not going to dwell on that either. Pirate, we can't even bring up anything. Like, I've been thinking all day, how are we going to talk about the next episode that we're covering, which is Happy Birthday, Doofus Drake, without talking about this amazing finale. And then before we get on, we're like, hey, Josh, how many times have you watched the finale so far? And he's like, 0.
And Steve's watched it, 20 times?
Oh, yeah, I had to.
Oh, I've honestly seen it less than a full time. I think I'm close to seeing it all, but we'll talk about that in a moment. This is DuckTalks, and we are a DuckTales and Disney Afternooniverse podcast. So we've got some merchandise, we've got some news to cover about Disney Plus and it's not a silent auction, a blind auction. That's really cool. We can't wait to get to those things. My name's Mitch. I'm one of your hosts. Joining me again this week, my buds, Pirate Steven and Josh.
Ahoy there.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh man, it's been a crazy day trying to watch that season finale and, towing the line between interacting with people online and not spoiling it for people, which I just found out I did. Almost spoiled it for Josh this morning, didn't we, Pirate?
Yeah, we had to create a separate chat going on, and we went back and forth with it. And, at the Pacific Standard Time, people, they can't wake up early enough to watch it.
So I'm going to blame...
Or not watch it at all, apparently.
I'm going to blame the time zones because I had to go to work and not see it. But I did try to avoid most spoilers, and I'm going to say I was spoiled by Frank and Gonez on Twitter just before this a little bit. So if he's listening, you spoiled it for me, but I'm not mad.
That's what gave me the confidence to go ahead and post that last tweet with the hashtag, because I thought, well, if Frank's comfortable with sharing it, and actually it was a retweet now that I think about it. I retweeted his reveal of it and put the hashtag Ducktales spoilers or DT spoilers. And yet, we still spoiled it for somebody. If that person's listening, and I actually don't think they are, I'm sorry. I didn't want to spoil it for anybody. That's what the hashtag was for.
But you can still see what you wrote.
Well, but if people mute it, they wouldn't. And I started with DT true. Spoilers. Like it said up front, hashtag DT spoilers. Just keep going. Don't stop. At least that was my thought. But apparently it didn't work. And but I've seen a lot of people posting this past couple of weeks without any spoiler warnings, And I don't know that. I mean, definitely we couldn't. Trying to keep up with stuff on the site and with the podcast, we couldn't avoid them. But man, it's hard to avoid some of that stuff. But yeah, Pirate and I, we've all week and last week, we've actually had a second chat because Josh typically doesn't get to watch the episodes in the morning. And so we were just chatting away this morning, and something was said in the chat that included Josh. And then we just kept going and realized, oh no. Anyway, that was fun. Sorry, Josh.
No worries.
But we won't get into any details of the finale other than to say that the two out of three of us thoroughly enjoyed it, and the third one's still on the fence.
But we're gonna get to it. I think we're gonna do an episode at a time. That way, we're not rushing through all the new episodes.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into Frankly Speaking. It's always at the end of our notes, but let's go ahead and cover this because here is why we have changed the way we had planned on covering these episodes. Last week we kind of had a curveball in trying to cover them and been trying to get to them, and it just hasn't worked out. But then this week we saw Frank was asked over on Tumblr how long the hiatus would be this time. And he says, guys, I have very little idea. Given the new binge strategy, it could be a very long stretch because we can't air one until we finish 10. But I'm hopeful that word will keep spreading and the fandom may even grow with our presence on Disney+. And I'm pretty confident it'll be worth the wait. After you see some of the stuff today, hopefully you'll agree. So with this response, I'm not expecting this season 3 to start in October.
Yeah, I think we originally thought it would be October, just kind of on how the other episodes have premiered in the past. And didn't we see some stuff that kind of indicated that it may be coming out at that time? Like some release dates of other merchandise?
It sounds like a 2020 release now. Because they're going to want, say September 12th. So we got 2 months until Disney Plus debuts on November 12th. So I think they want really Disney Plus to take off and everybody watch that and not put some new stuff out there. So I feel like it's going to be a 2020 debut for season 3 now.
And that might not have been foreseen when they first announced season 3 because when it was announced, they said it was going to come out in 2019. But, at the same time, Frank, a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, over on Tumblr, also said that they just got the first episode back from animation. So they are not close to putting these episodes out anyway. And, we were kind of expecting to see it and maybe even a Christmas special. And, who knows? Maybe we still get that Christmas episode, but I don't know. Maybe they hold it for 2020 as well.
Or maybe the episode they got back was the Christmas special.
Possibly. Either way, we're looking at another long hiatus. And I thought it was interesting that he pointed out that there's a binge strategy to the show, which we've definitely seen in the last few episode bombs.
Yeah, and they've done that for other shows they debuted, like Amphibia was a bomb release of 2 weeks worth of episodes. So when we'll see how Owl House, I believe, is the next big one. We'll see how that debuts, whether it's the bomb strategy or single episodes.
Let's jump into news. So first things first, there's been a lot of talk online about a tweet that showed up this week. It was on, it was 2 days ago. So when this tweet first showed up, and it was from the brand new Disney Plus Twitter account. And they've started interacting with people, and this post says nobody, and then it's blank, and then us. Our ideal afternoon schedule is 3 p.m. DuckTales, 3:30 Chippendale Rescue Rangers, 4 o'clock Tailspin, and 4:30 Darkwing Duck. And then it includes cover images for all of these shows that actually coincide with season 1 of these shows, I believe. And Twitter went crazy. At the time that I took this screenshot, it had almost 16,000 likes and over 3,000 retweets. The Disney afternoon is not dead, definitely. And But man, individuals and also fan sites jumped all over this, saying it was confirmation that the Disney Afternoon was coming to Disney Plus. And although we definitely agree it's exciting that Disney Plus would even bring it up, and we've always said we expected the Disney Afternoon to show up there. What's kind of strange about this is it includes DuckTales, the 87 DuckTales, but it doesn't include Goof Troop, which has been announced to be on the platform. And then it includes 3 other shows that have not been announced for the platform. So it was kind of threw us off a little bit. And I mean, really, I didn't see this as confirmation at all until today.
Yeah, today the Netherlands got to have a free trial of Disney Plus all the way up to November 12th, which is, wow, good for them. But with that, we get to see previews from people that live in that area of what they actually get to see and what the app is like. And it's been all positive news so far, especially in the stuff that we like to deal in.
Yeah, there was a few shows that have kind of shown up that they haven't announced yet, part of the Disney Afternoon, which I'm excited for. And they are kind of, I don't know if they're keeping them quiet or if this is just something that they're going to roll out over time. It could be something that comes day one, or we know that sometimes or some of their announcements said that they're going to be rolling out some of these shows. So some of the stuff you see online may be there in November, but some of it may end up being next year.
The images that they had used in their tweets are the same images that are on their platform when you look at those seasons. Mm-hmm. So they use the same image. And man, just there's a lot of videos out there now that we've seen specifically on Twitter of people scrolling through the content. Like there's even a way to sort it by decade. And when you go by the decades and you get to the 90s, it's just Disney Afternoon all over the place, including lots of other great content that we're looking forward to. But Mighty Ducks have been seen on there. I haven't seen Goof Troop at all on there.
Yeah, it's funny.
And that's
the one
been
announced one hasn't been seen, but we've seen DuckTales, the 1987 version, the 2017 version, which they call DuckTales 2016.
I love that. I don't get it.
We've seen the Mighty Ducks animated show, which I'm excited for. Be good to relive those episodes. Gargoyles, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and Darkwing Duck, and that's a great start. A little overwhelming because you're going to want to watch it all the time, and where to start. And the other thing we didn't hear about was the DuckTales movie is going to be on this one, so that wasn't previously announced either.
It was on the Netherlands platform, though. So we have reached out to Disney Plus just on Twitter to see if they would respond, if they could tell us if the content that people are talking about being on the Netherlands preview, if it will also be on the platform in the U.S. on November 12th. It'd be great to hear that up front. I don't know that we will get an answer, but man, there's so much to look forward to. I think that is confirmation that they are eventually coming to the platform, whether they're there on the 12th or not. Also in the news, we wanted to make sure we pointed out Tad Stones has a blind auction for combat radio. Now, this is a holiday auction that they do every year. I think Pirate told me this is the 9th year?
This is the 9th year, of Combat Radio doing this Christmas charity to help kids out at Christmas time.
So it's a really great charity where they bring, I think your blog said it was like 400 kids in. They get to have a really great meal. There's gifts and Santa and all kinds of great things. And every year, or at least the past couple of years, we've seen pictures of Tad at the event. It's something he's very passionate about. And so what he does is he puts in a lot of effort to do some really phenomenal original artwork to auction off for this. Now this year he has 6 pieces that he has done. Now these are not just like the character sketches that you normally see, which are amazing. These are full color and they're multiple characters. I think one of them is Darkwing and Negaduck, and that's probably the only one that has 2 characters. Really, really great artwork. You can find Pirate's blog where he talks about the auction and how you can bid. The first two went up for auction today. I can't remember how many days he said it would be up. Did they go off Friday?
No, they're 4 days. So Monday, depending on when this podcast gets out there, but Monday is when they usually end, and he's going to do 2 each week. So, I think you said we said 6. So there'll be 2 next week, and then 2 the week after.
Yeah. Now the starting bid on these is $220. They won't go for that. Here's how this works. You pick out the pieces you like, and you send him a bid by email, and you just make a one-time bid, and highest bidder is going to win. So if you send him a bid of $250 and that's the highest, you win. But if $250 is not the highest, you're done. And I guess he'll announce who gets them. I can't remember if he has in the past or not. But he at least announces when they're gone. You know that you didn't win it. But it's great artwork and of characters that he helped create. Yeah,
it's an excellent cause, and not that you need a reason to donate to a great cause, but the artwork you get is amazing, and it's especially great for people that don't get to see Ted at conventions. He does conventions, but not over, like, he's not at a ton of them. So I luckily was able to win an auction last year for his blind auction for this charity, and it's one of the coolest pieces I have in my collection of Darkwing art.
You can check those out on our website, and we'll direct you on how to make your bid. We also want to point out that if you want to help out the charity, if you want to donate, but maybe you're not looking to participate in the auction, but you would like to give to the charity, there are ways to do that as well, so we can help you out with that. All right, we got one item in Duck Merch this week, and a little bit of a surprise. We've been waiting to see if there would be any New York Comic-Con pops or any merchandise for DuckTales or Donald Duck, and we got a real surprise in a brand new Donald Duck pop.
Yeah, I had my fingers crossed because last year for New York Comic Con they had an exclusive of a variant of Shere Khan from Tailspin, and I was really hoping for a Don Canage because that's kind of a missing piece from that Tailspin series that they released last year. So waiting on a Don Canage piece. I don't know when that's gonna. It makes perfect sense for like a convention piece, but not this year. We got Donald Duck from it's Carl Barks version Donald Duck with the black suit, with his black sailor outfit, and he's got a fireman hat and an axe and it's from a 1947 comic called Fireman Donald. So really cool, different Donald Funko Pop figure, because we're used to. They've had one regular Donald release in 2012 for Funko Pop figures, and then after that, it's just been Kingdom Heart releases. So this is a great return to Donald, and we hope we get more from him, whether it's comics or the animated shorts or DuckTales. Bring it.
This specific pop is actually a limited edition one. I think there's supposed to be 1,500 of them. Or no. No, that's not that one. This is.
They have a Mickey Matterhorn one that's going to be extremely popular, like a pop ride of him riding the Matterhorn, which is a limited edition. But this is going to be a shared exclusive. Shared exclusives from a convention usually go for $15. You'll probably be at either Target, Hot Topic, Box Lunch, or, well, hopefully not Walmart, but.
Now, do we know it's a shared exclusive? Is there a way to tell that?
Yeah, because when they have their announcements, they'll tell you if it's a limited edition and how many pieces. And if they don't tell you how many pieces they are releasing of it, then that means it's a shared exclusive.
Awesome. And that comes out the convention is October 3rd through the 6th? Yeah,
it's 3rd through the 6th, so probably online early morning on the 2nd or the 3rd.
And it's a great looking pop. That first Donald pop was before they really started to kind of deviate from the original designs. They just kind of stuck a beak on the old design, and He's got a crazy looking pose. Never have been a fan of that thing, but boy, is it expensive. If you can find it out there. Glad to get more Donald. I need a normal looking Donald for sure. This one's going to look great in the case. And that's it for Duck merch. There's not a lot going on. We still have that Munchkins game coming out at some point, but I don't think we've seen the release date for that yet.
No, they were thinking late September, but it could even go into October now. We do have some Disney Parks DuckTales pins that will be out later this month, and also a new DuckTales book, like a 5-minute story book that's coming out September 24th. But yeah, hopefully we hear more about Fat Mojo since the series 2 finale already hit. And I thought that's what they were waiting for to get these figures out, but haven't heard from them yet on anything concrete.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe, the week's not over. Maybe by Friday we get some kind of announcement. That would be awesome. Although Fat Mojo does not have a very large social media.
Yeah, we're pretty
presence.
We're pretty much a social media, and they're not getting back to us right now. So yeah, I'm totally expecting before I hear them tell us they're coming out, I'm going to be at Target and probably see them on show.
See them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about time to start going to Target every few days.
Yeah, I found a couple of the Series 1s on the shelf that my Target must have just found in the back and put out, and none of them. I was going to see if they were extremely reduced prices, but they're so old, the SKUs that they don't even not recognizing the system, and I don't think they sell them to you if they're not recognizing the system.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've been finding them at bargain places, so I've completed a second collection. A collection for myself. The girls have one, and I have one now, so at discount prices, as Scrooge would have it.
I'm hoping next month we'll see something with the Fat Mojos.
Any day now.
Yeah.
I hope we hear from them any day. If they're listening, we'd love to hear from you. Let's talk about this episode. Man, Doofus Drake's a weirdo. All right, so we're going to do our 30-second. Just some of those noises. I was listening to the episode today while I was doing something else, just trying to refresh it in my mind, just trying to wash out all that amazingness from this season finale and to refocus on this extremely strange and fun episode of DuckTales. And they're just if you're not watching it, those noises that he makes are just disturbing. I recommend listen to it, one of the scenes, especially the one where he's in the pool, and it's just crazy. So we're going to do our 30-second recap for those who maybe have forgotten how we do a review. 30-second recap for the episode, and then we'll talk about who all worked on the episode, and then we'll dive into our favorite parts and what really creeped us out. Okay, guys, I've got the randomizer up. We've got 1 through 3. Nobody's getting out of this thing. And Pirate, what do you got?
I'll go with 2.
Okay, Josh.
I got lucky number 3.
All right. That leaves me, of course, with 1. And it's 2.
All right.
All right, man. So just let me pull up my timer. I should have had that already ready.
Yeah, I'm really good at getting it under 30 seconds, just because I'm just going to tell you about the Glom Gold scenes.
Shark bomb. Okay, tell me. You just say go or win or whatever you want to say, and we'll start the timer.
Okay, I'm just going to start talking, and then you start it.
Okay.
All right, so Doofus Drake has a birthday party. He invites a couple of people from town, and Goldie goes with Louie to this party, and they want to get the goodie bags that have millions of dollars in it, and it's going to go to whoever's the most genuine actually there for Doofus. And the Beagle Boys get eliminated. Everybody gets eliminated but Flintheart Glomgold with his fake puppet shark bomb, and that's the best part of the episode, and that's all I'm going to tell you about it.
Well, you're under the 30 seconds.
That was the goal.
I'd forgotten about the Beagle Boys even being in this one.
Well, they were hardly in it. They were in it.
Yeah, it was quick.
They needed some.
All right.
They need some black art beagle. We haven't had him in a while.
Yeah, what's happened to that guy?
Practicing his black arts.
All right, so this episode was written by Francisco Angones and Bob Snow. The episode was directed by Matthew Humphreys, and storyboards were by Stephanie Gonzaga, Von Tada, and Brandon Warren.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of the first Doofus Drake episode. I thought with all the episodes we had, the 24 episodes we had for season 1, I thought that was one of the weaker episodes, but this one was definitely great. I love this one.
Well, this is the third time we've seen Doofus. And I would definitely have to agree with you, because he actually didn't seem as annoying. I mean, he was, but he kind of seemed to have a purpose. And then he finally got his comeuppance.
He had some conversations in this episode. Like, he interacted other than just making noises and strange faces. So yeah, I agree. I think the character has grown maybe just a little. Goldie helps this episode a lot. I think the continuation of her story was good. We knew it was coming. We knew that Louis has been looking for a mentor, and we knew that he realized Goldie would make a good mentor. So we've been waiting on this moment to take place, and it was a good reveal at the beginning of the episode. And I think the whole her locking him in a trunk, and he's telling Scrooge, "Oh, I got this. Don't worry about me." And then the very next thing we see is him locked in a trunk, and she's still in that idol that he's had for all of season 2. Great reintroduction to the character all at once, and but yeah, her whole scheme of going to this party. I mean, you knew it was going to be bad when you saw the cake. That definitely did not have hair in it.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
Yeah, and then the other cool fact we found out about this episode was that the voice actors that do the voices for Doofus' parents, Mr. and Mrs. Drake, are married in real life. So I thought that was cool. So yeah, people are invited to this party, and it's kind of like the kids were invited, and then bring your parent, and it's all the bad guys in town that want to be there. And it's funny, I forget his name is Percival something. He kind of looks like a Willy Wonka type character.
Yeah, what was with that?
And I love how he brings Randy from Ottoman Empire, and he's like, "I got range. I can be a kid." So that was good. And then the Beagle Boys just didn't stand a chance, so they were axed from the party. And then it kind of leaves you with Mark Beeks, who has a son in this, and the son. We find out the son's name is Boyd. That's another Fat Mojo figure we're looking for later on. And then also in this party is, like I said, Flintheart Glongold, and he has a puppet, and his name is Shark Bomb. And the puppet looks like a little Flintheart Glomgold, and he's wearing like a Disney afternoon symbols and colors shirt, which I thought was fun.
One of my favorite gags from this was when they start showing off photographs of them and their sons, and Beeks is showing pictures that he's posted, which there's some good gags in there too. I'm sure we'll talk about that in just a moment. But when you get to Shark Bomb's photos, they're all those 90s school prints in the background. It was great. But in the background of Mark Beeks, there's two of them in particular that stands out. One of them was Lester from Lester's Possum House or Park. Lester from Lester's Possum Park. And then there's also one that's like, I can't remember what the background is, but there's a flounder on Boyd's head.
Yeah, it's like
from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it looks like they're at an aquarium, but there's a flounder hat on Boyd. Brandon Warren did the storyboarding on that, and he confirmed those two Easter eggs.
So they kind of wheedle out all the people that they were easy to get rid of in the party, and so then they decided to go after Glomgold and Mark Beeks. in the, I guess their groups. What do you call them? I don't know. And but I think it's hilarious that Glomgold and Shark Bomb, they would just like be arguing with each other the entire time, and he's like legitimately having an argument with Shark Bomb, and Louis wants to talk to Shark Bomb by himself, so he goes underwater and he's like.
Hey, Flintheart, can I speak to Shark Bomb in private for a second?
Oh, certainly.
Shark Bomb, can I tell you a secret? Great! I think my aunt has the hots for your dad.
She does? I mean, as if! Ew! Barfaroma! You're making me look like a fool! You don't need my help, geezer!
That's so hilarious.
So that scene brought up a question for me about this episode. Glomgold knows Goldie. Like, he had a whole scheme with Goldie when she was first introduced. But he doesn't, like, rat her out immediately. So why do you think that is? So do you think it's because he's just really that dumb? Or is it because he still hopes he's got a chance with her?
Well, he didn't. I don't know. Maybe because he called him Aunt Goldie. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't realize that. I don't know. That's a good question.
And another question I have. No, were you going to say something, Pirate?
Well, he calls her Aunt Goldie because he tried to call her Grandma Goldie at the beginning, and she hit him, I think.
Yeah.
But she could be a cool aunt.
Yeah. She also, and I caught it in one scene, and then I went back and looked at all of the scenes of her at the birthday party, and it is like this all the way through. She has this one string of hair that sticks out, like, and it's kind of oddly shaped, and it's in every scene that you see her in. I don't get what's with it has got to be a reference or a behind-the-scenes joke or something, because everything else, you know, the way her hair is perfect, but there's this one that just kind of sticks out. And if you go back and watch the episode, you'll see it. Actually, I think I have a screenshot I'll send you guys, because it really stands out.
Yeah, it really does. I did notice that, and yeah, like all the other episodes, her hair is like perfect.
There's got to be a joke or something behind the scenes on that, which I saw a lot of people. We've not really talked about Boyd all that much, but you know, we were talking before about Astro Beaks, and then everybody was like, "No, it's Boyd." And come to find out, in fact, everybody was right. That's what was on the packaging, and it is Boyd. And Boyd did stand for something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but with that story. Did you guys notice that when his eyes melted, it was the Apple, the turn wheel for when your computer's, you know, processing?
Oh, no, I didn't notice that.
It is.
That's funny. Well,
and then people were mentioning that there's a lot of scenes that referenced the movie AI, and it's been so long since I've seen AI, it didn't even hit me. I guess the pool scene maybe was it.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie too. I didn't get any references.
Yeah, someone must have seen it last week, because I don't know how you would have caught that. But if anybody knows what that hair strand is, let me know. I'm curious.
And while all this party is going on, we also get a B story with Huey and Della playing a video game.
I can't believe this game's still around! Scrooge and Donald used to come home to sleep after an adventure, but this baby let me quest all night long. This is gonna be epic!
With a quick Launchpad cameo.
With a Launchpad cameo.
Woohoo! I'm the master of the sky! Look at me go! I'm surprising myself! This is amazing!
Perfect!
Yeah, it was a fun B story. You know, them playing a video game like that was the way they did the art and changed it up. It was very Brian Danger of them. And he was super excited to see that style used on the show. But to see To see how they did that was really cool. I was giving my wife a hard time because when we played Disney Infinity, the girls loved playing the toy boxes. I enjoyed toy boxes too, but that was what they really enjoyed. I enjoyed playing the play sets, and my wife did all the farming. We built a toy box farm for her, and I would constantly find her just running around farming. And so the three of us were giving her a hard time about that's how she plays video games, was how Huey did. Because Huey's just working on his crops. What was it? Rutabagas? He's trying to grow rutabagas, and Della's like, don't you want to do something important in this game? And he's like, what's more important than this? If I don't feed the village, they're going to end up with turnips or something.
So, what first? Raid the Cybertroll Citadel? Crash the wedding of Princess Username and the demonic yet alluring heartthrob goblin?
Invaders!
Ha!
Stay away from my data farm! Yeah! These grindhoppers drop 3 XP!
But the impractically giant weapons! The high-stakes adventure!
You want high stakes? If I don't defend this crop, the whole village won't have turnips this season. So, watch out! You're doing it!
It was great.
And he gets like 1 XP per thing.
Now, I'd also seen someone online, and I cannot remember. I'm looking on Twitter. I don't see where it was. But I saw someone online post that his XP value was a reference to Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. So when in the original Dragon Ball Z show, it's kind of a quote that gets used quite often now. But when the main character Goku kind of powers up, he kind of hides his like power, but when he at the time when he's like kind of fighting against the villain at the time, which is Vegeta, they have this ability to see their power level on this device on their head, and he in the show powers himself up over 9,000 and breaks that device, and they're like, he's over 9,000, that's not possible. So there's a reference to Dragon Ball Z there.
Okay.
Sorry, I was geeking out a little bit right there, but and then also when he powered up, he kind of went into almost like a Super Saiyan type of form. So that was also a reference to Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I know when we've talked about those early promos, you and a few others have mentioned those names, and I'm not familiar with it. So I've tried not to say it. Because I don't know what it is. But I'm glad there were some references there that people caught. That was really cool.
There was actually another Dragon Ball Z reference in one of the other episodes. It was a very like subtle one. It was the one in the Nightmare episode. So I'll do a little more research when we talk about that, and I can bring it up then.
Okay. So we have so in the B plot, Huey becomes convinced that, maybe he should stretch out and do something else in the game. And as soon as he does, some kind of monster comes and destroys all of his crops. So he loses his mind, and that's when he goes all Dragon Ball Z and levels up or whatever and takes it out. So I guess there was a lesson there, but I didn't catch it.
To not waste your time with it.
Don't venture out and do something new.
Yeah.
Just stay on the farm.
And that Super Saiyan Huey is supposed to be another one of the Fat Mojo figures from the 2-pack with Boyd.
With the Boyd. Speaking of Boyd, so Louis malfunctions Boyd by bringing his reality crashing down on him. And he and Goldie are able to get the gift bags when all of a sudden things turn on them, and when actually Goldie turns on Louie because Doofus demands to know who broke Boyd because his party was going so great, and Goldie throws Louie under the bus, and yet she goes to save him from the Boyd bot because Doofus uses Boyd to attack Louie, and that, I get, you know what? The Willy Wonka reference makes sense now. You passed the test. You loved the child. Actually, that was a Willy Wonka reference. Suddenly makes sense. This is how we podcast. And so so Goldie becomes the new Goldie Mama. Wasn't that what he called her?
Oh, yeah.
But Louie comes back to her rescue, and then she takes all the prize anyway, and he learns a lesson. You know, his mentor should have been Scrooge all along. Actually, he doesn't learn that in this episode. It's coming up in a future episode.
Yeah, we get the...
spoilers.
The Goldie double cross, and then Louie was going to double cross her back, but then felt bad and went in to go save Goldie from Doofus, and then we got the double cross again from Goldie. Which was not a surprise because that's how she is.
The classic double cross, double cross, double cross. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That leaves the episode ends. Lexi goes, "Aw, I wasn't able to see the ending the first time they were watching it," and she was like, she put a picture of him next to Scrooge. She does care about him, so yeah, Goldie's got a soft spot for Louie. But that's almost the end of her story for season 2. We'll talk about the rest of it later because she does come back up later, maybe. But yeah, overall, I agree. I think it was better than Doofus's past appearances. As far as the growth goes, I think others have noticed that as well. We received an email from Peter, and Peter was pointing out that he felt like Doofus could grow some. And he said, I can imagine him becoming more like the original DuckTales version. And he says he'll never be the same character, but I think he'll partly learn that you can't get everything in life you want, and always realize no one really likes him. The end of the episode, Boyd is going to live with Doofus and his family, and Boyd transfers money over, so now he has half the money, and it frees Doofus' parents. So Doofus's life's going to change, and that could definitely send him in a different direction. Peter said he'd like to see him join the Woodchucks, and for Huey to have to deal with him some.
Yeah, I could definitely see where now he's not able to kind of boss around his own parents, and so like there's going to be a new dynamic for him where he's going to have to learn to share what he's got. I mean, I'm sure he's still going to be that spoiled kind of bratty rich kid, but I think there's going to be some kind of dynamic for him in the future where he's going to finally understand like how to interact with people, and then maybe even be somewhat of a nice guy. Hopefully, we'll see. But we have our doubts. So we'll see.
I could see Boyd being in the Junior Woodchucks.
Oh, maybe both of them would be. Yeah. That would be fun.
And maybe we'll get Super Doof.
It's true. I could see Doofus doing it just in spite of Boyd, just because like he's doing it. If Boyd's going to do it, I feel like it's something that Doofus will be a part of because he will want to kind of outstage him. Or
maybe the parents make him go because Boyd wants to do it, and so Doofus is reluctantly being dragged along. That could be good too. I don't think Doofus is becoming a good guy. But I think the character could grow. Peter also said in his email that if Doofus just stays the same, he'd be very boring, and we'd only get her one episode each season, and it wouldn't be that great. But if he grows some, he could become a better character that would fit into the show a little better. And I agree with that. I think that's true. So our next podcast, we will cover A Nightmare on Killmotor Hill. That was a great episode. Looking forward to talking about it. Shoot us your emails, reach out to us on Twitter. Let us know what your favorite parts of that episode were. And we'll be excited. We are excited to talk about that one. I thought that was a great episode. So many references. Great stuff. And but yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for this week. We're very, very close to that 45-minute mark we were shooting for this week. And once I edit it, we're there. Anyway, you guys got anything else?
Stay glom, Golden.
I'm going to try a new sign-off phrase tonight. So here we go. If you can do it... Oh, I messed up.
One shot.
I had one shot. Let's start that over.
Oh, that's staying in.
No, it's going like that. That's staying in.
I've been thinking about this all night. I'm like, this is how I'm gonna say.
It's so much better.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do it. Okay. If you can dream it, you can do it.
Oh, until next time, y'all.
Good night.
DuckTalks is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Any sounds or audio clips played on this podcast are the property of their copyright holders. This is DuckTalks. We are a DuckTales and Disney afternoon event. This is Doc... Man. Okay. We didn't get any villains. Oh, yeah, we did. Shere Khan. Never mind. I'll cut that out. Sorry. Trying to wash out all the amazing thoughts or wash out all the amazingness of that season finale. And I'm trying to read your message and it disappeared. Something about a jingle. Sorry. All right.
Has Josh seen that episode yet?
I have seen this episode.